I would like to introduce our speaker today, Dr. Harden. She's a clinical consultant pharmacist, a yoga teacher, the CEO of Halo Health Services, and the creator of both Nature Your Soul and Pharmacists Out of the Box podcast. Please give a warm welcome to Dr. Harden.
I can hear the applause. Thank you guys so much for having me. I am going to share my screen just briefly for a minute.
Yes, let me exit out of mine for you.
There we go. Okay. So hopefully you can see this. I'll just share a couple of slides and then mostly I'm just going to share with you guys, but I did want to just talk about who I am. You know, it was really great. She did a great job of introducing me, but I wanted to kind of let you know who I truly am, just on a deeper level. Let me just move here. So who am I and why should you listen to me? I'm a horse lover. I don't know if there's any horse lovers out there, but that is a big part of who I am. Besides horses, I also love chickens. I have a whole little flock of chickens, hens that lay organic eggs, and they're my buddies. I love them. And then I also, you might hear them in the background. I do apologize sometimes, but these are my two Frenchies, Piper and Diesel. They're a husband and wife of mine that we take care of. And this is my crazy family. This is where I get a lot of, I guess, my craziness from is from these weird people. So I just, they're a big part of who I am. And then I do, as she mentioned, teach yoga and meditation. So that's a big part of who I am and who I've grown into being. Some people don't know this about Halo Health. It was mentioned that I own Halo Health Services. That's my clinical consulting business. But under that, I've kind of branched out because one of the things I'm really passionate about is CBD. And so I've really learned a lot about the research and was able to be able to speak more about CBD in a better way than I had in the past. And I'm a big advocate for it. I actually have my own product because people would come to me about where do I find a good product? And I wouldn't know where to send them. So I decided I have to have my own product. So now I have Halo Health CBD. And then, as she mentioned, with my dear friend Bryn, some of you may know her. She does take students on rotation and so forth out at Hitchcock's in Alachua. We have a Pharmacist Out of the Box podcast. And I also on my own have a Nurture Your Soul podcast, which if you are interested more in meditation after today, that's a great place to go. It's free. All of the meditations there are free. So I will put up the information of how to reach both of those podcasts actually at the end for you guys. And I think that's it. Yep, for now, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and just speak to you guys. So 1 second, I just want to make sure I have what I need here. So I wanted to share with you something that's really important to me. We talk a lot in school and in the world about physical fitness and physical health. And we talk a lot about even mental health and nutritional health and emotional health. But there's one thing that I'm going to ask you guys today to try in your life to focus on, and that is your spiritual health. And I don't mean religion, like religion can be a part of your spiritual health. A religion is a big part of my spiritual health, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about your spiritual health. So your spiritual health is deeper than your mental health. It's actually connecting with who you are, what your beliefs are about you and the world, and what your purpose is, like your deeper purpose. And so that's bigger than mental health. It's bigger than physical health. All of that can play into how strong you are spiritually, but you can have a person who's very, physically strong, mentally strong, but if they're not spiritually strong, something can happen in their life that can just take them out at their knees. And on the opposite side of that, I know people that have gone through a tragedy and seem to be amazingly strong through something that I would fall apart in. And so what I have found is they have very strong spiritual health. And your spiritual health is where you actually build your core values. So like your beliefs about who you are, your beliefs about your existence and what your purpose is, your beliefs also about the world, because we have to have an innate belief that life is moving towards good, right? We wouldn't be able to get through the hard times in our lives if we didn't have some deeper belief that we will get through this, things will be better, right? That's a core value, that life is ultimately moving to good. Another core value most of us have is that people are good, right? We're sitting here together, and I think we would all say we have a sense in our heart that, we're all good people. And in a bigger picture, that people are good, right? So that's a deep core value that's deeper than your mental health or your physical health. So that's what I'm talking about, that deeper part of you. And it starts in each individual, it starts by becoming more aware of you. So who you are. And so I will venture to tell you today, and I'm going to be ooey gooey because that's who I am, that we are bigger than this physical self. Like, I am Heather, this is my physical self, but that's not who I am. Like, that's why I like to show those pictures to you of like who I am, because who I am is a lot bigger than my physical form. It's a lot bigger than my name. It's a lot bigger than my career. If you notice, none of those pictures I showed you had anything to do with my career, unless you want to count yoga and all that as my career. But you are bigger. We are all bigger than our physical self. So that's the you I'm talking about. Who are you? Who are you? And to the deeper point of recognizing that you are somebody, you're something in this form that you are in, getting the blessed honor of experiencing the world in the form that you're in this time and place. But there is something, most of us, I think, would agree that there's something, there's someone, there's some essence of me that resides in here. And I'm looking through these eyes. There's a being, there's an essence in here that is Heather. And I get to use this body, I get to look through these eyes and experience the world. So then the question becomes, what? Anybody want to guess what the next question is? I'll just tell you because I know you're thinking. Is it in the chat? Is anybody going to chat and answer what's the next question? No, it's okay. Everybody's asleep. But the next question is, right, who am I? Right? Well, then who am I? Who is that essence, that thing? And so that grows and becomes more spiritual health. The more you can start there and recognize who is the me, who am I, and what does that mean in the big scheme of things? Okay, then you recognize who you are. Okay, you acknowledge that you exist, you're this special entity or essence or spirit or soul. Then what? Like, well, what does that mean? What should I do with my life? What is my purpose? Why am I here? Right? I remember when I was younger, I would say little, and my daughter, she was 5 years old, and she goes, "Mom, why are we here?" And I go, "Well, we moved here from Florida. From Montana. Mom wanted to go to pharmacy school." She said, "No, Mom, why are we here right now in this place?" And I was like, right? That's a huge question. So that is a spiritual health question. And it all starts with recognizing that you exist, just like she did. She existed. And one of the ways that I can kind of lead you to another piece of who you are is to share with you that how many of us, you can raise your hand, those of you that are brave enough to have your cameras on. Thank you. How many of you hear the voice in your head or know what I'm talking about? Do you have a voice in your head? Yes. I think we all would say we have a voice in our head. And what I mean by the voice in our head, not schizophrenic, like we don't have that schizophrenic voice in our head, but we have a voice in our head that kind of narrates life, right? This thing up here is chattering all the time. And sometimes we talk to it, right? We'll kind of, maybe we're making a decision in life. And so we kind of start thinking to ourselves, like, I don't know, should I? And we're kind of talking to ourselves, right? It's the same voice. But when we're not talking to it, it's narrating life. It's looking out through our eyes and it's analyzing the world and it's reporting back to us, right? And some people call that your monkey brain. If you've ever heard somebody talk about the monkey brain. So the monkey brain is constantly looking out through your eyes, analyzing what you see. and trying to decide and judge it. Is it good? Is it bad? You know, should I go there? Should I stop going there? So it's analyzing that person. He looks kind of angry. Let's kind of avoid that person. That person seems really nice. That looks like a great place to swim, whatever. Like our voice in our head is constantly giving you feedback on its judgment of the world. And that's a safety mechanism. It's if you talk about the monkey brain is there to analyze the world, to protect us, to kind of say, go this way, don't get near that person, don't date that guy, that food's going to make you fat, whatever, right? So we listen to the voice and we attach ourselves to that voice. And it's very easy to say that voice is us, right? So then the voice can turn and it starts being very critical and analytical of us, right? So it can tell us, you're not smart enough. You're going to fail that test again. I can't believe you did that last year. Right? It can be very critical of ourselves because it does what it does to us that it does to the world, but also plays into what we have told it. So a lot of what it speaks to us is things that we've told it in the past because we felt like we weren't good enough or whatever. So it just reiterates what you've already shared about yourself. That's a lot to talk about the voice in your head. There are books I can recommend about that voice and how you can work with it, but that's not where we're going today. I could talk forever. But I wanted to share with you that that voice in your head is very easy to attach yourself to attach your sense of being to. How many people would you say, is that voice you? Do you believe that voice in your head is you? Okay.
I want to say sometimes. Yeah.
Sometimes, right, right. Well, I think we talk to ourselves and we say those kinds of words. I'm talking to myself. I'm analyzing if I should date this guy, right? Or this girl. But I am here to tell you that the voice in your head is something you should be very leery of and you should be very careful of. And you actually control the voice in your head. You are not the voice in your head. Your voice in your head is there to help you, but you are not your voice in your head. And that is a very big distinction in spiritual health. Like when you realize that, it's huge because of what I'm going to share with you. So to prove to you that you are not the voice in your head, I want you to do an exercise with me, and I know nobody's going to see you do it, but I want you to just sit quietly when I stop talking finally, and I want you to command the voice in your head to just say hello, 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 to just repeat that to yourself in your mind over and over again. Okay, so raise your hand, those 4 of you or 5 of you that I can see. If you were able to command your voice to say hello over and over again, raise your hand. Okay, we all were, right? We all got our voice. Thank you. Is that Belen or however you say your name, and Diana? Thank you. I closed my door, sorry. So here we go. Here's my thinking, my rationale. You commanded the voice in your head to say hello, and the voice responded. The voice did what you told it to do. You controlled the voice in your head. So let's think of it bigger. If you control the voice in your head, if there's 2 entities, there's you and the voice, because for you to tell the voice to say hello, you cannot be the voice. The voice is something different that you're commanding. So you are not your voice. Did somebody have a question? Okay. So if you are commanding the voice, you can't be the voice. You are something else telling the voice to say hello. You can't be the same. You're actually commanding it. It's 2 different things. So you are not the voice in your head. So if you get nothing out of today, I want you to get that the voice in your head is not you. You have control of the voice in your head. And if you let it run wild, you just like you commanded it to say hello, you can command it to tell you positive information. You can say, I want you to tell me I am good enough. I want you to tell me that I am smart enough, that life is going to be okay. Okay. So you have that power. I just want to give that to you today, that you don't have to sit and listen blindly to the voice in your head, because that's not who you are. And then once you connect with that, that you're not the voice in your head. You can get unstuck from believing everything that that voice tells you, and you can start to control the voice. And then the question becomes, if I'm not the voice in my head, then who am I? Who is that essence of me that is somewhere that commanded the voice? Who is that? Where am I? What does that even mean? Who is that entity? Who am I? And that's the beginning of more awareness, like a growth in spiritual awareness. And another way to strengthen your spiritual awareness or your spiritual health is to take that even further. If you want to learn more about who you are, one of the big tools that we have is meditation. So meditation can help you connect with your spiritual self, to kind of allow that voice to have its place while you spend time kind of recognizing who you are separate from that voice in your head. And once you kind of practice meditation, it is one of the ways you can do that. It's not the only way. Then you realize you can come to touch who you truly are, that essence of who you are, kind of learn more about who you are, learn more about what your true purpose is in life, what you like to do deeply and really, and kind of what you're maybe doing to please others. You kind of start to connect with the deeper you, a deeper spiritual awareness. So the next thing we're going to do is meditate. I want to give you guys plenty of time to kind of experience that. And then hopefully we'll have some time at the end to ask questions if you have any questions. And I just wanted to acknowledge that meditation can be kind of intimidating for some people. So for those of you that I can see, or even those that can raise their hand, how many of you have meditated before? Has anybody meditated before? Delia, yes, and Miriam has, and Ashley, and a couple others. So good. We have quite a few. Ada, thank you so much for responding. I love this. I love it being interactive. So for those of you who have already meditated, this may be very natural. It may be something that you're going to kind of click right into, but I can tell all of you others that have never meditated that it can be intimidating. I have a daughter-in-law who will not meditate with me. She is very nervous about it. You know, just the fact of sitting quietly for her is just like unnerving. And so I get it. Like, I understand how it can be kind of scary. And I think many of us, not many of us, but I think a lot of us kind of imagine meditation being the bare-chested, bald guy, you know, with a loincloth, kind of sitting cross-legged, you know, in stillness and quiet. And of course, that's not you and that's not me. And that's not what meditation looks like. I will venture to tell you guys that you're meditating right now. You meditate every moment of your day. And it really, what meditation is what you choose to focus your thoughts on and what your attention on. So when you're sitting there and you're focusing your attention on how bored you are in class or how bored you are listening to me, that's a meditation. That's you choosing to focus your energy and your thoughts on being bored. And that's a meditation. So that's all a meditation is. You do it all the time. So if you feel intimidated at all, please realize that it's something you're doing very well already and you're very successful at doing. So meditation, especially guided meditation, just allows you to have someone to help bring your attention from what you're already meditating on, because we can meditate on positive things or negative things, but it allows you to have someone kind of guide your thoughts and guide your attention to something that is more purposeful and something that hopefully is more positive and can allow you to connect more deeply with yourself in some way. And in the beginning, it's challenging because your mind wanders back to your test. I heard you guys have a big exam coming up and you're stressed about that. So don't beat yourself up if your thoughts kind of trickle back, but I invite you, if your thoughts start moving into a kind of distracted place, kind of acknowledge that. The best way to handle it is just say, oh, I'm kind of wandering off. There I go. Let me come back to what Heather's saying. What is she saying again? Let me see if I can connect again. Don't beat yourself up. And it takes practice. I have days where I want to disconnect and I really want to just meditate and let it all go, and I can't. So the best of us, and I'm not the best of us, but the best of us have days when we can't meditate. So don't feel bad whatsoever. All right. So I'm going to make sure we have enough time. If you feel like meditating, I invite you to just listen to my words. I'm going to share a meditation, a guided meditation. If you feel comfortable, you can soften your eyes, you can close your eyes. Most of you, I can't see you anyway, so no one's going to see you. And I really invite you to just dive into this, to just try to really drop into this meditation and see what it feels like. And if you can't drop in, it's perfectly fine. Or if you don't want to, it's perfectly fine. So wherever you are, if you can just sit in your seat and start to just notice your breath. Yeah, if you want to turn your screen off, you can. And just sit in your chair and let your arms relax down at your sides. And if your palms are touching anything, you can just place them palm down on the arms of your chair or even on your thighs. Just allow them to rest somewhere palm down. And start to just notice your breath. And as you inhale your next breath, allow your shoulders to stretch up to your ears. Just for a moment, we hold a lot of tension in our neck. So try to just reach your ears with your shoulders. And on your next exhale, just allow them to melt and drop. And just allow your shoulder blades to soften down your back. You can bring your eyes just to look down in front of you, or if you feel safe and comfortable, just close your eyes. That will just deepen your experience. Start to notice your sit bones. Notice where they're touching your seat. Notice the pressure where the chair is supporting you. Start to, from your sit bones, just move up your spine with your attention, one vertebrae at a time, and start to lengthen just slightly every vertebrae away from each other. And then ultimately allow the crown of your head to lengthen away from your hips, just slightly, nothing forced. Continue to let your shoulders soften. Let your jaw soften. Allow your teeth to separate within your lips. And allow your tongue to melt away from the top of your mouth and just cradle your tongue into your lower jaw. Really relax your jaw. And relax the outer edges of your eyes. Just allow them to be soft. Soften your forehead. Allow your eyebrows to relax. Just relax everything in your entire body. Just notice anywhere that you might be tense and give it permission to let go. And let's take 3 relaxing breaths to settle into this time. So exhale your air out. And then inhale through your nose, a big, deep inhale all the way to the top. And then open your mouth and sigh it out. Let it go. And we'll do 2 more just like that. Inhale through your nose, fill up, your lungs open, your ribs widen. Hold it for just a moment at the top. And then open your mouth and sigh it out. Let it all go. Last one. Inhale deeply this time. Your ribs open, your collarbone lifts. Take another sip at the top, just a little bit more. And then open your mouth and exhale. And just let it all go. And then seal your lips. hips, and just let your breath settle into just a soft, natural rhythm. And I invite you at any time that your mind wanders during this meditation to just, again, recognize that that has happened and just come back to noticing your breath. And I want you to take this journey with me. In your mind's eye, imagine a suitcase. It can be whatever type suitcase you'd like. It's your suitcase. Imagine what it would look like. Imagine what color it would be. And now reach over and open the latches of the suitcase and just lift it open. It's empty there and it's ready to be filled. For a moment, focus on all the things that you're concerned about from your day. And as you think of each of those, gently place those concerns within the suitcase. Just visually imagine holding those concerns and just gently placing them in the suitcase. And now focus on any worries or concerns that you have from the past, perhaps relationships that are challenged, perhaps mistakes that you keep replaying in your mind. Whatever thoughts seem to pull your attention from the past, gently place these into your suitcase. And now, bring to mind any stresses you have that call to you from the future, any worries that you have for after this meditation time, anything that you might be worried about later today or tomorrow or next week. And gently place these into the suitcase as well. And they're safe there. They're treasured. And since they're safely in your suitcase, I invite you to gently close and latch your suitcase. And imagine yourself picking up the suitcase and carrying it out of the doorway near you and just placing it just outside the door. It's going to be safe there and it's going to be ready for you to return to after our time together. But for now, let those worries and concerns stay outside while you bring your attention back to your breath. Just breathe in and breathe out. That's all you need to do. Just breathe in and breathe out. And let your mind feel open now. Let your mind feel clear. Just be. That's all you have to do. Just be in this relaxing moment. Just let yourself be still and present to just how you feel this peacefulness. Focus on your breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. With every inhale, you breathe in openness. With every inhale, you find more space in your body, more space in your mind. With every exhale, you feel your body soften even more and relax. Relax your shoulders, relax your jaw, relax your eyes. And with every exhale, you feel your mind soften and relax. You feel light and you feel free. And as any thoughts return to your mind, just come back and focus on your breath. And allow those thoughts to just float back outside the room on every exhale. There's nothing you need to do except to breathe in and breathe out. Just breathe in and breathe out. Just continue to relax. Just focus on your breath. When you inhale, notice the physicality of your breath. Notice how the air wisps around your nostrils. Can you feel the air circling through your nostrils into your lungs? And when you exhale, notice how your chest relaxes and how your body deepens. Maybe your shoulders melt a little bit more. When you inhale, you can feel the air actually circle and swirl in your lungs. And when you exhale, you again feel your shoulders soften. And as you continue to breathe and relax, give yourself permission to smile. It feels good. Just enjoy how you feel in this moment. Relish it. And let the lightness and the peace of this moment just fill you. You are created to feel this way. Deep within you is your divine soul, your essence, your you. And when we take time to be still, we often find that deeper connection with our true essence. We can find our deeper, more fulfilling purpose when we just allow ourselves to have stillness, to be open, and to invite wisdom and meaning in our lives. Just breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and open. Breathe out and soften. Now begin to just invite more texture to your breath. Let the energy of your breath flow into your physical body and begin to notice the places again where you're touching the earth, touching your chair. But also notice the places where your body floats above the earth and above your chair. Allow yourself 3 more deep breaths on your own. And when you're ready, only when you're ready, you can start to allow that breath to send energy through your lungs, through your heart, maybe down your arms to your fingers. Start to bring a little life into your fingers. Maybe touch each finger with your thumb one at a time. You can start to wiggle your toes, maybe rock your head to one side and then rock it to the other side. Just slowly start to awaken back into your physical body. And keeping your eyes soft and your mind soft, I invite you to just gently bring your palms together to touch in a prayer mudra. Just allow your thumbs to just rest on your heart space. You might be able to even feel the vibration under your thumbs, the rhythm of your heartbeat. Feel free to bow your chin. And we'll just honor our practice together, this time of peace. And we honor each other with a word and a blessing together by saying namaste. So you can slowly, just whenever you're ready, start to open your eyes, come back to the Zoom room. And thank you. I want to say thank you all very much. That was just a simple breath meditation of just trying to draw your attention away from the things that may be heavy on your heart and just really doing nothing more than bringing your focus to your breath. And you can do that anywhere. You can do that in the line in the grocery store. You can do that wherever. But there's many more meditations. I just want to thank you all for that experience. And I want to stop talking. I do want to eventually give you my information that if you liked that guided meditation, there are plenty of places that you can get to on your phone for free to listen to other guided meditations. Guided meditations are very helpful because they allow someone else to guide you, especially if you're just learning about meditation. They kind of give you the tools. So I have a podcast that has free meditations on it, but I wanted to also verbally let you know that there's a app called Calm, CALM, that has meditations, and there's a app called Insight Timer, INSIGHT. I don't know why they call it that, but there's a free version that is amazing, and you can search like stress or fear or whatever you want to focus on, and it has plenty of guided meditations. If it's okay with you guys, I will just share this final slide. Hold on one second. I know I want to take questions. Let me just switch here. And then I'm going to share my screen really quick for those of you who care. This is my email address, my website, if you want to learn more about Halo Health. The Nurture Your Soul podcast is the one that is on Spotify, iTunes. It's on a ton of podcast platforms. It is free. If you like that kind of guided meditation, there's quite a few of them there. And then our Pharmacist Out of the Box podcast, we just interview really cool pharmacists doing cool things. We have a YouTube channel, which I'm probably going to maybe add to later on. But you're more than welcome to visit us if you want to learn about cool pharmacist job. That's also a podcast on Spotify and iTunes as well. So I'm going to stop and turn it over to any questions.
Hi, Dr. Hardin. I have a question. I guess I'm just curious to know, like, what really inspired you to get involved with meditation? Was there like a break point or?
So I think my interest in meditation started more with yoga, because yoga is a great practice, I think, to get into, without even thinking about meditation, but it kind of is a good entry point to seeing that connection of your mind, body, and spirit. It's just something that happens in yoga. And a lot of times in yoga, some yoga teachers kind of put a little bit of meditation into practice. And of course, Shavasana is one of the last poses usually in yoga. And that is a great place to just have personal meditation. And so that got me started. And then I went from there. So yoga was the thing that got me into meditation. But it also stemmed from, I haven't shared with you guys, but I also give talks on burnout. I was a burnout pharmacist, and it stemmed too from when I found it. It was like, oh, this is what I need to kind of like get rid of this garbage that I have in my head that I was worn out with and replace it. So. Any other questions, or tell me what you thought about, I was trying to look at the chat, what you thought about the meditation.
I think we're all so much more relaxed right now. Like we're definitely feeling the burnout right now, coming to the end of the year for all of us. Thank you so much. Like I feel like I really needed it. And even if it's for a few minutes to put all the worries away, makes such a huge difference. Dr. Harden, I know that we have talked about this, but I think it would be interesting to share, like, about, you touched on it a little bit, but how do you deal with all these fears, when it comes to career? I'm sure, like, with all of us being pharmacy students, we are overachievers, we want to do so many things at the same time, but we consistently or have all these fears of future jobs and so many more things. And I know we have talked about this in depth as like the points that you have taken, the decisions, but for the students who don't know you as well, I just wanted you to see if you're willing to share a bit more when it came to those decisions. What was your process? How did you make those decisions?
And I don't know if this is the answer I told you, I don't know, but so I shifted my career from a job that I absolutely loved, that was an amazing job, but yet something in my gut told me that I had to make a shift. And it didn't make any sense because I had the perfect job. I was working with students and I was the head of a department and everything was wonderful. There was really nothing negative about it, but I was physically getting ill. My relationships were suffering. There was a core value, that spiritual health of me was not happy, and it didn't make any sense. So I constantly pushed that away. I'm like, that can't be right. I can't. But my heart was screaming at me that I had to make a change. And so I think for you guys as students, I talk a lot about this sometimes in SOARs. I've talked about this and everything, but I have learned, I'm old, but I can just tell you that I have learned that the best director of your life and the best way to know if what you're doing is right is your heart. Because I'm telling you, that essence or that soul or whatever that you are is wise, and it knows exactly what you need to do and where you need to go and who you need to meet. And if you just stop holding on to things that don't feel right and you let go, the only way that the world can move you in the direction you need to go is to trust, whether it's God, whether it's just the flow of life. Trust that if you let go of the things that don't feel right and you listen to your heart, I'm telling you, things fall into place. And that's what happened to me. When I listened to my heart, people came into my life, things came into my life, and my life is awesome, but it was terrifying to do that. And for you guys as students, you're working hard and you're being competitive and you're trying to be better than everybody else because you want the residency, you want so much to get ahead. Just be easy on yourself. I believe that if you listen to your heart and you do all the things that your heart tells you to do, you're going to be okay. Like, don't compare yourself with everybody else. Because if I compare myself with everybody else in that job, I never would have left it. It was awesome. It was perfect. It was great. But I did the right thing. So don't compare yourself with everybody else. Listen to you, follow your heart. And I'm telling you, you're going to be okay. Like life, when you follow your purpose, life just happens in a most amazing way, whether it's from God, whether it's from the universe, whether it's just life playing out for you. You got to listen, because your life is your life. Your life is not your friend's life. Your life is not the person sitting beside you that's making straight A's. That's their life. Let them deal with that stress. You deal with what you've got going on, and you're going to be the best you're ever going to be if you trust. Just trust what your heart tells you. I don't know if that's what you wanted, Miriam.
Yeah, I think the first time that you gave a speech was at the career talk that we had as a 1 PD year. And I was just inspired immediately. I'm like, oh, that seems so right. Like following hard and listening to that voice.
Mhm.
And that's why I love talking to you always. So
You're so sweet. I love you so much. But if I can help you guys in any way, I love to talk, obviously. So I do have students who reach out to me and say, "Can we go have coffee?" Or if and that's why I give you guys all my information. If you want to talk about life, if you want to talk about who am I, if you want to talk about job switches, man, I'm your girl. If you want to talk about, I don't know, what I like about CBD, if you want to talk about anything with me, please do not hesitate to reach out. Email me. Miriam knows how to get in touch with me if you forget and you lose this. Please reach out to me. I love to talk to students. Delia, did you have a question?
I did, but I don't know if it's like too complicated.
No, bring it on, girl.
I was gonna ask, what do you, so I know you said to be our best version and to trust ourselves, especially when we go into our career. And that is my intention. But right now, I don't know if anyone else like agrees with me, but I feel stagnant a little bit just because we have school. Like we have like 3 more years. So now I feel like there's really nothing more I can do except be here. And I was wondering if there's just anything you recommend or like anything else we should know for burnout or feeling stagnant in this moment of 4 years.
That is a great question. So, even my presentations that I give to pharmacists, um, it's the same thing I would tell you. So, just the biggest thing I think I can share with you as a gift is make sure, like, you have to be where you are now. You have to check the boxes. You have to take the exams. There's nothing you can do about that. Like, you got to go through that. That's just something you have to do. So, just do it. But the one thing that can keep you real, the one thing that can keep you connected with who you are and what your purpose is going to be is, like I showed you the slides in the beginning. Remember who you are, and who you are right now is a student. That's what you're doing. That's not who you are. That going to pharmacy school is what you're doing. That's like my career is what I'm doing. But who I am are those pictures, those things I love, those things that I spend my free time on. So in school, what you can control is like making sure to nurture your soul, nurture your heart so that you stay connected with what you like and connected with who you are as a special person, because you can't change the school part, but just don't let every moment of your life be consumed by what you're doing and not pay attention to who you are. Just
Mhm.
feed who you are by those things that you love. That's what I would say that you can do.
Thank you. I really try to do that, honestly. Like
Good.
if I feel tired and then we have like something like kind of terrible to do or something, I just put self-care first. I
Yeah.
just do whatever makes me happy, and that's the first thing I do.
Do that, because there's no worse place to get to where you're at the end of your last year and you're trying to figure out, like, do I do a residency? Do I just go work? Do I do a fellowship? If you've
Yeah.
stayed connected with yourself, then you'll be in a lot better place to kind of know exactly what step you need to take compared to somebody who's like, I don't even know who I am or like what I really want in life. Yeah. So
Thank you
good.
so
You're doing
much.
good, Delia. Yeah.
Yeah, if I could bounce off that, I would definitely recommend like just finding one thing each, like one thing that you truly enjoy, like alone, nobody else, and then just have that thing always set aside for the end of your day. Plan your day out and then always think about that one thing, like, okay, yeah, this sucks and I'm burnt out. Because trust me, second year is going to kill you. But like, definitely just if you have that motivator for the end of the day and you keep it in the back of your mind, you can let that drive you big time.
Absolutely.
Like for me, honestly, it's video games. Like I like video games, and like I just got this brand new video game that's beautiful, and I think about it like all day. I'm like, man, if I just get all this done, I'll get it. Even if it's just an hour at the end of the day, right before bed. It's like, okay, I'll get this. I'll do it. You know what I mean?
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's great, Jared. I agree 100%. But thank you all very much. If you have any questions, please reach out. Thank you for letting me speak today.
Yeah, thank you for being here, Dr. Hardin.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
Oh, I appreciate you guys. You have no idea. You made my day. Have a great week.